Yeah. Hey. Welcome to the network.
What's good, squad, man? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Blaze Hunter Knife Wonder. Another episode. Welcome to the Dope Bar. And today we got a special guest. We got Fendi Frost in the building. What's going on, G?
What's the deal?
Man, everything going beautiful. Before we get started, y'all know at the Dope Bar we always gotta, always have something to drink. So I'm promoting that signature series gold standard wine collection. This new flavor, which is the Key Nicole. It's a Pinot Noir. This thing hit real smooth. You know what I'm saying? So get it, your boy. If y'all trying to get that exclusive drink, you already know I'm on that, and we're gonna get this thing started. So first off, how you doing, bro? Like, what's been going on with you in the world of Fendi Frost?
Oh shit, I'm all good, man. Everything. Just working, grinding, putting this music together, and trying to get it out here. And touch the people.
I love it, man. I love it. So, I always like to do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that you did have an interview, before. Shout out to, everybody over there at freaking, what's it called?
I swim with sharks.
Yeah, them and everybody with swimming sharks. What was it? Not a 24 hip hop, but they normally they got a few different different magazines that they work with. You know what I'm saying? And who's the one I was reading up on? I believe it was.
I know Hip Hop did a piece of a few of them. Let me see. I have to look.
Hold up, I can look right now. I got you. So yeah. It was Rolling Hype.
Oh yeah,
It was the Rolling Hype interview. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rolling Hype because I know they their thing was the evolution of Fendi Frost and nutrition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I read the interview, looked over it, and I wanted to make sure that I wanted to get a fresh perspective for the people to be able to talk about different things. So first off, I'd like to say since nutrition dropped. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been watching the analytics, the feedback, the fan DMs, or anything. So what surprised you the most about how the project performed engagement-wise? You know what I'm saying? How did this shift, the content strategy, or are you just moving on the way that it is?
No, the biggest thing that I noticed from the release of nutrition was just the reception was different this time. And what I mean
So?
by typically, like, people, they ride to it, they love the music, but this time it was more of a personal. I was getting more personal messages, like people saying I really needed this right now. Like somebody was like, you really spoke to me in this project. Because I was going deep, and it was real layered, and it was more of a conscious project, but it wasn't like a traditional like hip hop conscious. It was more jazz influence, blues influence, and then just a lot of spirituality and ethnicity and numerology, just all mixed in, So yeah.
What made you go that direction with obviously nowadays being the age of AI, the age of these things being done quick, beats with drum loops, everything is so, it seems like everything is the same. What sparked you to take this approach that went against all of that?
I just feel like this is where I was at in my life. I've been honestly, I just feel like this is where I was at, and really, I've had like the last couple of years, I've been kind of dissatisfied with the current state of music.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you.
and not to say that I don't enjoy, I enjoy certain records, but I felt like it was too much of the same. And I remember a time, where it was, you had to be different.
Yes.
And I wanted people to listen to nutrition and inspire. I wanted to inspire them to like, oh, we can think outside the box again.
Yeah.
Like, let me go ahead and let me try to be unique instead of trying to fit the mold. Because I look at the artist that's coming out. It's just like cookie cutter, fit the mold, move on. You know what I'm saying? So that I want to be true to myself and unique
Yeah.
as possible, and kind of inspire people to do the same.
So I see. So what you're doing, especially with the reaction that you say people gave you, is like you converting really streams into community.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
think about it, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
So I mean, so how have you been kind of nurturing the tribe that nutrition is built? You know what I'm saying? Like you getting new people saying that you spoke to them or whatever. Like, what are some of the things that you're doing to kind of keep that and then grow it?
I was really thinking on this, and what I haven't done it thus far because I wanted to really see which records people were really gravitating to first
Yeah.
before I shot any. I mean, I did some AI video visuals and whatnot, but um, I'm getting ready to shoot a few videos, and then alongside those videos, the product is gonna be different than before. I
Yeah.
always drop some merchandise because I design as well, so I've always dropped merchandise with the music, which I'm still going to release. Well, I've released some T-shirts and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I'm I'm going to release. I guess I'll say it on you because I haven't told I haven't spoken it yet, but
Yeah.
I'm in the works of putting together a meditation powder
Ooh.
and and tying that with some other things, but really connecting the music
Yeah.
with the product, on another level.
Hey, look. Hey. First off, mind blown. Second off, now if you look, ever since that statement just now, ladies and gentlemen, you look in the dictionary next to thinking outside the box, you see Infinity.
Yeah,
Yo, that's hey, look, that's groundbreaking. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because you definitely just taking it more than just vibing the music.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love that. It's like everything will be growing in real time. That's crazy. When did you get into before continuing with music? When did you develop the skill to be able to design and express yourself artistically through that way?
Well, actually, it kind of it happened. It kind of happened like out the blue almost. My logo. I created my logo, my artist logo, and with my artist logo, um, it's the bear, the polar bear and whatnot, and it was very Ralph Lauren. I was
Yeah,
big on the Ralph Lauren. It was
yeah,
Ralph Lauren inspired, but it was more it was more street. And when I finished my logo, one of the guys from the neighborhood, he was basically like, you're not selling these, and I'm like, because I had pressed up, just some T-shirts for promo. Not I
yeah,
wasn't, selling them. I was just, giving them out.
yeah.
He's like, I mean, I'll tell him no. He like, man, you don't even realize how fly this is.
Come on.
And he's like, you being too modest about it. And and then that's when it hit me, and that's when I created the brand Modest.
Yeah,
So it's really nothing modest about the
yeah,
actual. So people like this is not modest. Like I got crazy colorways and
yeah,
um, just fur on top of cashmere, and um, but the name comes from that, and that's really like the journey of me putting the design. Because I've always thought about it. We used to, my neighborhood, we used to, hop on the train, go downtown, and we was like the first, really one of the first to really be in designing before it was like a trend, um, and just creating our own little fashion trends and whatnot. So I've always been big in the fashion, but
yeah.
that was like that was the start around like 2016, 2015, 2016 when I really took it serious and started to put it together.
I love that, man. That's so crazy. Hearing all of that, bro, because this is just more layers
Yeah,
that you really just don't see off the surface. Like when I listen to the music, your voice already carry that deep that deep undertone that no matter what, you hear that voice, regardless of what you talk about, it is a commanding. You listening to what I'm saying.
yeah,
It ain't like DMX aggressive.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it's that. What's the best example I can give? Like kids hear mama, but they listen to daddy.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And what I love is like from a branding perspective, I feel like that contrast actually draws it can either draw people in or it'll make it harder for a bunch of different reasons. One is because you'll listen to the music, even not someone who's a true fan and listening. Like when you getting a new audience. They listening to the music for the first time. They hearing it. It has the commanding. It don't have thug, but there's still that street urban element.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this artistic side of clothing designer. And normally, clothing designers are, portrayed as, softer, more, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what are you seeing as far as, the two? Do they mesh well from the reaction you've seen with people, or it hasn't got that far yet to the point to where they could put that together?
I think with me, people put it together. They put it together like
Yeah.
just off my just especially seeing, just getting a visual of me, and then in the music. Once you see me, and then once you hear the music, it all comes together. So I don't think it's nothing like out the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it definitely is a smooth blend. It's crazy because now it made me want to go learning some of the newer things that I kind of learned just now. It made me want to go back again and listen, because I even look at some of the stuff that's on the social media. You know what I'm saying? I love the way that it ain't just the basics of filming. You ain't just microphone in the air and you doing what everybody else doing. You got the stuff to where then you right in the camera and then it's zooming out little by little by little by little. You know what I'm saying? You got such an abstract way and an artistic way to attack what you doing. You know what I'm saying? I love that art. Have there been inspirations that you've watched to develop that, or if there's something that that's kind of a natural thing? You like I said, you think outside the box. Was the strategy to think outside the box and do it, or was there an inspiration?
There's an inspiration. I try to pull from everything. I try to pull from everything. Some of the good I guess Kanye is, especially coming up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Him, regardless of what you want to say about him now, but just his level of attention to detail is, is just like, it's unmatched. Him, and then Kendrick, of course.
I was just about to say Kendrick.
Yeah. His the way he puts his albums together.
Yeah.
Like you just sit, sometimes you sit and ride to it, and me personally, it's like when I ride to Kendrick, his albums, I have to play them all the way through.
Yeah.
And when I do that, it's like I'm sitting in a movie.
Yeah.
And then when you look at his visuals, it's the same way. It's like it's like a Tarantino movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I miss albums like that, bro. Like obviously, especially with everything this psycho got going on right now, what Diddy got going on now. Like I'm an engineer first before anything. So I listened to all different takes of albums, and I remember an album that he had called Press Play that he did, and from beginning to end, it was like watching a damn movie. Who cares about whatever his rap level and skills is? But all of that was replaced by that art that of the albums or whatever.
Right.
So with a whole collection now of what you getting ready to, what you put out already. You know what I'm saying? Is like, do you think that when people listen to your, project from beginning to end, are you satisfied with the story that it's telling, or do you feel like that there's more that you could do?
No, I think well, I mean, as an artist, of course, you play your own stuff and you come out like, man, I wish I would have just added this.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
but
exactly.
it's
It never
nothing.
stopped. It
It's
never
nothing.
stopped.
You just gotta just gotta get to the point where you walk away and like, all right,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
it. But yeah, I feel like I honestly feel like my projects are they're complete. When you listen,
yeah.
you don't feel like it was some left on the table. You feel like, oh yeah, I get it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that a lot. Well, this a good time. You already know at the Dope Bar, we already pay these bills. This right here is definitely sponsored by the Signature Series Network. We got Fendi Frost in the building. We'll be right back. Yeah. Welcome back to the Dope Bar. We got Fendi Frost in the building. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got a question that I want to ask. So I'm the owner of Knife Wonder Music and Entertainment, and at Knife Wonder, one thing that I love preaching is elevation, and all the marketing, promotions, everything is always about elevation. So I got to ask, what's one area that you may still need to level up on that other people can't see? Now, obviously, from the eye test, you ain't got to level up on nothing, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, us as artists, we're always our own worst critic. You know what I'm saying? So what area do you think, as an artist slash entrepreneur, do you feel like you may need to level up on?
Well, honestly, I want to. I produce. I produce. I engineer. Um, but I do. I want to take my production to the next level. I want to. I want to learn. I really want to learn how to play some instruments.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like lab instruments in the music. I love samples. I love the 808s and all of that, but
yeah.
that bass guitar, the
Come on.
saxophones, and it's just it's something about it. So I really want to learn. I really want to master, instrument
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
can, pull to.
Yeah, I was fortunate to, in middle school. I remember Mon Dukes put me in band, and they gave me the clarinet. So
Yeah,
I was like, man, clarinet. I'm playing the horn. I just thought clarinet was so soft. But at our house, our great grandmother, we always had her piano at our house.
mm,
So I found out that the clarinet and the piano, the notes were the same.
yeah,
So once I started playing piano, I did a few lessons or whatever, and once
yeah,
I started producing, hell,
right,
it ain't nothing like being able to understand
yeah,
chords and
yeah,
things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, like that's where I feel like a lot of producers today, and not even just producers, artists in general, artists don't get the most out of what they need to get out of, for two reasons. One, that mindset that you have, where it's like, dang, I want to play an instrument. You, even though you're good with the 808s and those things and samples, it is, like you said, it's really nothing about
yeah,
that true music touch. And then people don't really understand music theory at all.
yeah,
Like, people think music theory is just like orchestra and
yeah,
them, but it's really, you know what I'm saying, for all of us musicians.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? What instrument do you think, if you had to choose one, that will help you out the most in this production journey?
I think the most That's a hard question. But honestly, I think the bass guitar. I think the bass guitar because you add that bass guitar. I mean, it,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
It
it.
could you could do all types of vibes with
Come
that
on.
bass guitar. You know what I'm saying? It's like the foundation of a record. You
It's
know
that
what I'm
that stank face that.
saying? Yeah,
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 yeah. And I love the different styles of the bass guitar too. Is
yeah,
that the first engineer that ever kind of like engineered my voice? She goes by the name of Karen Kingdom. She plays in like live bands, and
yeah.
she be on that bass guitar, and the face that she always make, I always is that it's that straight stank bass that.
Yeah,
It should be hitting it, boy.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. It's like the mashed potato. You know what I'm saying? That's that
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah. So and that's the thing too. I think the soul needs to come back into especially hip hop.
Lord have mercy, you ain't never lied.
It's too like like factory, like it's like you put everybody on the conveyor belt and just
Yeah.
pass them through. It's
And,
that
and,
soul to come back.
and why don't none of them like girls no more? You feel me? They talk about doing stuff with women, but it's like what happened to wanting to at least know a name, get a like it's they're away from a lot of it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
yeah. I don't know. And it used to be you. I mean, even with all of the classic albums, whether it's from Blueprint or
Come on.
uh, even Thug Motivation, they all had at least one record.
Yeah, at least.
Like Ti, he always did records for the lady.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Everybody at least had one. 50 Cent always had
Always. Come on. For
one.
real.
You can't. It's like you can't even get a record for the ladies out of most of these. Like I don't.
It don't make no sense. And
Yeah,
like you said, 50 even like people feel like when they do it, they don't stay true to 50 at least stay true to himself. That
yeah,
like if you really listen to 21 questions, and
yeah,
he bugging.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He kind of tripping with some of these questions. But you feel me?
For the
It's for the ladies.
something.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like they don't like them no more. You know what I'm saying? It kills me. But I do understand that creatively, because every once in a while I'll get the itch and I'll do a musical project, because I started at 16 and it was doing music. I got the good hefty catalog, but I got more on the business behind the scenes side. But I noticed that last catalog of music that I've done, I listened to it and I'm like, I noticed the change from that piece of work to everything I'd done before, where it was a lot of it. Obviously, when you first get in, it's you trying to just do what you hear on BET, on the
Yeah,
radio, whatever.
of course.
Then you get to that point where you find yourself as an artist, and now it's life experience. Even though I may not look it, I just turned 40 on May 6th. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like now the stuff that I know that I talk about I understand ain't really relatable to a lot of young kids, outside of like if
yeah,
someone looking to be motivated of how to succeed. Yeah, but I ain't out there partying like that no
right.
more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So where do you find yourself when it comes to like moving forward from where you're in now, knowing that you got to move forward to get to this next catalog of music? Where are you in your life, and how do you feel like you can still create to where people can relate to what you're doing, but still stay true to where you are in your life?
Honestly, I think we've had it backwards for a long time because I feel like there's been a generation of trying to relate to the kids.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I was trying to that the growth, like when Jay-Z said Hov did that, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It was and when Hov put on the button ups,
Yeah.
I'm a shorty putting on the button ups.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Straight up.
I think it was flipped. I don't know when it got flipped to where it was less appeal to the kids as
Hmm.
opposed to now let the kids
TikTok.
aspire to grow to they don't have any real
Yes.
role models or any real like this is what growth looks like.
Exactly.
And I mean we seen whole like his whole career. I mean even you can even say like Ye, Ye his is more chaotic,
Yeah.
but you know, but it's real.
Yes.
He'll go from 808s and Heartbreak. He'll go from Donda.
Yeah.
He'll go from Sunday Service. You know what I'm saying? It's like how many people we know this day a Christian woman, you know what I'm saying? And they in the club,
and a full Nazi in the next one.
you know what I'm saying? But this is we seeing a snapshot of his real life.
Yeah.
And I feel like your music should represent
Yes.
who you are. You know what
Agreed.
I'm saying? It should represent like, okay, this is his real life. And we can see the evolution, the growth,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a true representation of me, my music. So
I love that because I feel like even like I feel like a lot of artists, especially these days, mess up because TikTok, that switch you was talking about, when did it get switched?
Yeah.
TikTok is that switch because now it's really kind of the heart and soul when it comes to that young audience of where the music industry is going and social media. And a lot of artists feel like, oh, I can't be true to myself because nobody ain't gonna really appeal to that in TikTok. But I disagree.
Yeah.
I feel like a TikTok trend can come from the deepest of songs, but let's just say give me from any one of the songs on the project right now. Just give me like 2 lines, like 2 memorable lines to you of anyone, and I can give you a perfect example.
Off the album,
Yeah.
Choosing My Enemies Wisely.
Oh, I could go right there. So what's the name of that song where the Choose My Enemies Wisely come from?
That's the name of the song.
That's the name of the song. Well, we can even use that then. That's even better. So, for example, a TikTok trend could be as simple as somebody doing a video where, and of course, they're funny, which is why people interact with them. So it'll be the trend to be them going next to somebody that they really don't care for like that, and then bam, choose my enemies wisely, and then you know what I'm saying. And it's like, let's say that song just happened to be called I'm just gonna make up a name, walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? But in there, you choose to say the line, choose my enemies wisely.
Yeah.
Like that line could be a whole thing to promote from. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like people need to Fendi it, aka think outside the box. Yeah. That's what I'm calling it. Hey, you need to Fendi that. Hey, you need to Fendi that, bro. Straight up. Think outside the box, and they can find different ways to market. I feel like social media could be a curse because now the game is so oversaturated. The standard has dropped down. People is like, it used to be a thing to be like, what do you do? Oh, I do music. Oh my God, now it's, because technology has made it so easy to do. You feel me? Not everybody is now I do music. Oh, okay. Everybody did.
And with the social media, I've actually passed up a lot of opportunities because I didn't want to be a slave to social media. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm an artist. I'm not a social media influencer.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm willing to post and all of that, but when it I'm not about to be on here, getting outside my character.
Yeah.
Trying to do these little trends and whatnot, to whereas you got people who do music, but they're known for their social media as opposed to their music.
Exactly. And what sucks is that's really been the change of, change of the game. Now that labels aren't the gatekeepers no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are forced now to have to rely on social media. And I study this like crazy. So my advice to you and anyone that has a situation, it is extremely possible to do things you need to do on social media without getting out of yourself. Because what's crazy is now we're in that age to where the audience want to be like they know you in a sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the code is to not give them, it's like you got to give them access, but don't really give them access.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You feel me? Like if DJ Khaled came to a neighborhood and he giving out free ice cream that first day, everybody there, everybody taking selfies. Oh my God, Khaled here. By day 3, it's gonna be dead. And it's like, all right, we had ice cream for this already. They don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to get to the place. From what I've seen from your social media so far, I feel like even if you don't know it, that you're on the right direction, because there's so many, you can't get bored going on your thing. It ain't the same thing. You got the AI videos, then you got abstract, the style of pictures you choose to do got art to them. There's that one you got where it's like you, and then there's a cutout picture of you, then another cutout. But it's like so you definitely on the right track. The only thing I would say is probably add some behind the scenes in the studio type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Things like that. It could just be the camera rolling and whatever your writing process is, and just be clips of the writing process. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to be able to be socially active and not really.
It's great you said that, because before the pandemic, I used to go live in the studio, because I don't write. I create everything right there, so people will see the whole process of me, you know what I'm saying, doing the mumbling and, then recording, punching, you know what I'm saying? So people did love that. I haven't done it in a long time, but I should go ahead and get back to doing a few of those.
The pandemic switched. Switched a whole lot of things up. Like I said, I'm 40. I miss the days of going to burn the CDs. I miss the days of going to the flea market. I miss the audiences just ain't the same no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff just different. But on the other hand, now you're able to get into the ears of so many people a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster with less now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good give and take. Just gotta have a strategy and know how to navigate the waters. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say, let's talk about impact. What moment since the album dropped made you realize Nutrition wasn't just a project, it's a platform, you know what I'm saying? A movement. Like it's a movement, you feel me? Like we said, streams in the community. Like, what's a moment that confirmed that you ain't just rapping, you know what I'm saying, you resonating?
I think I think just the messages I was getting, and then you got people who I seen people who actually were doing, because I got a song called Meditation, and or Meditate, and it's somebody who's actually doing meditation videos every day to that song in the background. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that, was kind of it was an eye opener to me. Yeah.
I love that. So what's the strategy? So what's next? I know will is it going to be like, I don't know, remixes, a deluxe version, tour? Like, what's really next and the growth of Fendi Frost?
For this album, we still pushing it. We're doing the marketing. I'm gonna release it on one of those pay platforms where basically people can decide how much they want to pay, but it's gonna be a deluxe version.
I love it.
And I was actually thinking about, I've been into some I mean, it might be different. I don't know, but are you familiar with so the CIA had a program called I can't think of the name of the program, but it was basically, they had remote viewers. You familiar with that?
They had remote.
Basically, they were psychic spies, and the CIA was running the program. They said they stopped, but they were running it for 30 years, and then they stopped running it. But basically, they figured out your consciousness.
There was initials, ESP.
yeah,
extrasensory
yeah, perception.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So basically, they declassified a lot of what was in that program, and um, they they had two forms of it. One was they had people who had out of body experiences.
Yeah.
They were able to train their consciousness to go out and see things anywhere. And matter of fact, not just anywhere, any time period. They go past, they go to future, they go on different planets, and it sounds crazy, like just when but the CIA was doing this for 30 years.
Yeah.
This is declassified, so anybody can look it up.
Exactly.
But they also had a program with remote viewers, which is similar to the outer body stuff, but your consciousness doesn't leave. You're just able to pull things from. They basically it's like the Akashic records, or it's like it's like, just imagine, like how we got computers and you send your stuff to the cloud. There's a cloud where every thought, everything that everything we do is stored there. And so you're able, if you tap in and meditate and focus on something, you can pull any information from it.
Yeah.
But the way they said that they would train these spies to get into that mode was by binaural beats. So they have a frequency playing in one ear, and they have another frequency playing in another ear, and they tell you which frequencies in the declassified papers. But I was thinking about doing in Dolby Atmos. You can put things to different. You can make it binaural, basically.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about doing a meditation version to help people get to that higher level, where you got one frequency in one ear and the other frequency. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you on to something, bro. Ooh.
So to help people, because you can manifest whatever you want.
Yeah.
This world isn't what we think it is.
Facts.
This world is just it's almost like an illusion. But and what not that what confirmed it for me, but this was a first person account that I guess second person, but somebody I know that just recently, last week, he died and came back to life. His lungs collapsed.
Yeah.
And he came back, and he was gone for I think he said 3 or 4 hours before they brought him back. And when he died, he said his body, his soul, basically, he was looking at his body.
Yeah.
And he said he saw the light, and he was talking to God. And he said he went through all of the oceans, all of the forests.
Yeah.
He felt like he was gone. He was like, it was like love. He just felt love.
Yeah.
And I've heard these stories just doing research. I've heard these stories from other people, similar stories where sometimes they get met by beings, and then pulled, and then they send him back, and then he got there, and they was like, it's not time yet. You still got more to learn. And then they shot him back. And he went back in his body, and he like, man, I've been overwhelming people because I've been trying to tell them, trying to preach, and you know what I'm saying. But I understood because I've been doing this research. But we can get that without dying. Basically, we can get to that level where we get out of our body and learn, come back, and apply it here. You know what I'm saying? So.
Bruh, man, yo, man, I can't wait. Like, one of the things that I want to manifest, and I want to speak in existence. Let whatever bag got to come to you, to where you financially got the freedom to put together the best experience, people to come live, and I just can't even imagine where you're. Cause bro, it just, like that's the way my mind work. I'm also a think outside the box,
Yeah.
and I'm in visionary mode,
Uh-huh.
and I just be on be wanting to see these these next level type things. Like shout out to my boy Josh Moreland, somebody that I grew up with musically, and his mindset is kind of like mine. And one of the things that he just did recently out in LA, they have that big dome thing, to where the dome theater where people can lay lay down, and they got the screens taken
Okay.
care of. So he visually just shot a bunch of content that would fit that, and then did a whole concert, had the violinist,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, that's where that is.
Yeah.
As I love it, and I just love your mindset of everything you got going on. Like, kudos to you, bro. Like in the like with the meditate track, the sounds that you got in it is, you know what I'm saying? I love that you got the different sounds. I love that, my medicine is Mother Earth line. I love that, what I'm saying, is completely against the norm, but at the same time, it don't sound off neither. You know what I'm saying? You've captured how to really be in the pocket. So kudos to you, bro, on all that. You know what I'm saying? Much respect. I mean, look, I'll go on forever. So the floor is yours. Anything you wanna say, to the people, what to expect, getting ready to come up, from now until 2026. Like, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like I said, we're gonna do the deluxe, and I'm put it together, the right way to where we can have that experience. But also, I'm gonna release at least one more project this year.
Yeah.
I have multiple projects ready.
I know how it is.
Yeah, so I'm deciding on which one is going to come first.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm leaning towards this house album that I've been sitting on for a while. It's real Chicago house, but also it's not just I mean, every project has like a deeper meaning to it.
Yeah.
So this one more it's I don't want to get too much away, but it's a blend of it's house music, of course, but the messaging is more towards fashion, high fashion.
Yeah.
But the twist will be really looking at our consuming behavior and kind of checking it.
Come on.
I don't want to get too much, but that's the way the album is layered. So that's done. I've been trying to figure out how exactly I want to release it. So
yeah.
But I think that'll come this year. I think it'll come this year. I don't have a date yet, but
man,
when I get it, I'll let you know.
Real talk. Well, for everybody watching, before I even continue, because as from the bottom of the screen, I do see there's official Fendi Frost, but I also know on IG you got Fendi_Frost.
Yeah.
So are there two different?
Well, so when I got during the pandemic, I was talking about the vaccine, and they took my page for a long time, and they ended up giving it back like a month or two after I created official Fendi Frost.
Yeah.
But Fendi_Frost, that's my main page. And the official Fendi Frost is the backup page.
Bet. So yeah, man. So y'all make sure that y'all follow the movement, man. Instagram at Fendi_Frost, X Fendi_Frost, YouTube Fendi Frost, Spotify Fendi Frost. It's pretty self-explanatory. Definitely go check it out. I would love to say, like when we took the break and played the commercial, I'm part owner of the most prestigious network in the land, which is the Signature Series Network. We just dropped the whole new version of it, and since you're gonna be doing visuals, I definitely would love for you to create an account on the network. And one of the things that we have, of course, there's music videos, movies, podcasts, whatever. I've just implemented a strategy not a strategy, but implemented something called validations onto the platform. So any supporter that comes on and pay their $5.99 a month to be subscribed to the network, they could take $1 out of their subscription and give it to whatever creator. So let's say there's 1,000 Fendi Frost fans that are coming to support you and your stuff on the network. They can all, each month they pay their subscription, send their $1 to you. So do the math. That's 1,000 a month
that's
that you're able to do. So yeah. So signature series network TV.com. Just check it out. Definitely. Obviously all creators are welcome. Literally it's been up for a week and some change now, and it's doing its thing. So
congrats on that.
Yeah. So definitely thank you. Appreciate it. Yo, man, this has been another episode of Welcome to the Dope Bar. Fendi freaking Frost, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to Fendi that thing, which means think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk. It's been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you. Y'all know what this is, man. Y'all can find episodes like this and more everywhere at any time.
The most prestigious network in the land, the Signature Series Network.